great way when the fishing gets tough in the mountains sometimes is to attract fish. And by that I mean give them some flash and noise down there ahead of the lure type that you're going to troll around the lake. I'm using the old standard cowbells. These are one of my favourite type of attractors. I like the round ones, Chriso.
Yep.
I like gold. Yeah, there's lots of different colours out there. For some reason the gold ones have just performed better for me. They're just my confidence attractor. The rig I'm using here, I've got an 8-pound braid, which I've run down to the top of the cowbells. The braid has it's a nice thin line. It's very fine diameter, which means you don't have a lot of resistance when you're trolling. Gets them down to a nice depth and it makes them nice and easy to handle. On the end of the cowbells, I like about a 50, 60 centimetre trace, which I'm about to tie up now. I'm using a 6-pound leader. And to the end of that, we're fishing with soft plastics. A lot of anglers out there that like to troll with attractors, we often use lures or baits behind those. I'm a big fan of using soft plastics, and one of the key parts of getting it right is using the right hook. I'm a big fan when I'm using the small size soft plastics to use the mustard needle sneck. The size 8 hook is very much perfect for the size soft plastic you're about to see me rig up. I like the green because it's a very natural colour in the water. It matches often the colour of the soft plastic I'm using. All in all, I've looked at a lot of hooks on the market. This is by far the best hook I've come across to consistently hook and land the fish that I'm targeting with these attractors. When I'm targeting trout on the soft plastics, particularly when I know the mud eyes are starting to show up in the lakes, we know trout love the smell of power bait. A lot of the bait guys are using the dough to catch them. So the same scent works, and it's exactly the same principle. I'm using very much a lifelike mud eye imitation. There's the power bait 1-inch nymphs. They come in a pearl olive, so it's very much a nice natural colour to use. And it matches now. You can see why that we chose that size hook to match this bait. I want to rig this in a way that when it swims, it's got a nice natural pulsing action which sits behind those attractors and you get those little arms wiggling. But I want to rig it so that it swims straight. There's a little key to doing that, and you'll see why, another reason why this hook becomes so important. It's all a big part, Chriso. You being a soft plastics angler know it's the importance of rigging a soft plastic straight.
Straight as you can get it.
Now what I want to do is rig that. I've started rigging that straight through the tail of the soft plastic, then I'm making sure I rig it on nice and straight, very much like you would thread a worm onto a hook. I've brought that hook out through the head of the plastic. Now you'll notice these needle snecks have got a really big eye, and that's important because when you're fishing soft plastics on a jig head, they actually come equipped with a little lead keeper which will keep the soft plastic on the hook. Now because I'm not using a jig head, I don't have that benefit, but I now have the benefit of a really big eye on this hook, and I use that to good advantage to then pull the soft plastic up over the top of that hook, like so, and then I've got in its way a nice natural keeper, so that plastic is not going to come off that hook. It's rigged nice and straight. I've got a nice little bit of gape sitting on top of the plastic, which means if any fish comes and grabs it, there's a fair chance I'm going to pin it. It's going to swim straight. Bob's your uncle. Get her in the water and see how we go. Righto mate, rigged up.
Excellent.
Ready to go. Key to this now is we want to get a nice, trolling with attractors means trolling slowly, don't want to rip them through the water.
Yep.
We're going to put it about 20, 30 metres behind the boat, troll it nice and slowly through some zones where we can pick up fish on the sounder. Key to trolling obviously slowly. Sometimes petrol engines can troll a little bit quickly. We've got the benefit of electric on the front. Key to me is getting that rod tip bobbing. If it's just tugged down to the water too tight,
yep,
too fast, I want to see a nice bobbing speed, and then you'll often see them actually come up and bite.
Yep.
A bit like, you know, getting a bite on when you're fishing on a bait, you'll start seeing that rod tip do something different.
Yep.
Keep trolling until it loads up. There you go, simple as that.
Excellent.
Let's go catch one.
Let's do it.
Righto, Chriso. Key with these is we'll often cast a lure out. You don't want to cast these out because that attachment can get pretty tangled if it starts folding over on itself.
Yep.
We want to just drop them in by the boat and then under tension let them out to that 20 metres out, let them all the way out, and then we're ready to go.
Beautiful.
Away you go, mate, get into it. That's it, feed him out. Under tension the whole way. Beautiful. Chris. Might play up a bit on you here. Pop round, follow in.
Okay.
We didn't have to go far. We literally put these out and away you go. No, he's not bad. Nice. Let him go down, Chris. When they thrash, always just drop your rod like flathead. That's it, as long as he's running away from you. When they do that brown death roll, I just drop that rod tip and hold on, mate. Good work, Chriso. Now, this is an interesting little technique we're using here at the moment. We're trolling attractors, but you control a whole range of lures and baits behind them. Today we're fishing with soft plastics because there's some great soft plastics on the market these days that we know trout love the scent of and also very well imitate some of the food sources around. As you can see, little Brown has grabbed a little Berkeley power bait. It's a little nymph style lure and it's a great imitation for a mud eye. Spent a lot of time trolling mud eyes around these lakes. When these things came on the market, as soon as I saw them, I thought, oh, hang on, these things are worth a go, and I haven't looked back since because I got rid of that issue of trying to find mud eyes, buy them on the roadside as I had to do as a kid. These things are great. There's a little packet of them. Never have to worry about keeping things alive. They're nice and easy to rig, and trout like them. Too easy.
Easy as that.
We're targeting fish in 10 metres of water here. We know there's a lot of sound has got high sensitivity picked up, so we're picking up a certain line and we're seeing a fair few fish coming through, which is in that bottom 2 metres of water. So between 8 and 10 metres, and we know that we're trolling fairly slowly, that we're getting those cowbells down to that depth. There you go. We want it down there. There's certainly fish coming through. There you go. We've got a fish sitting there. We've got a fish coming through the bottom here. We know we've got definitely got our attractors coming through. Here's a couple of fish stacked together. Definitely. Now there's the sort of fish we want to target with attractors. Those fish are hanging out in packs, so there's a chance we can get them competitive. Tractors will often get them stirred up. We get them to wander over to see what the noise is about, and hopefully they find our soft plastic, and away we go. Fine size, that's right, little Atlantic salmon. Beautiful.
That little nymph.
The stocking program is working.
It definitely is working, mate. They're about as small as I reckon you'd catch it, wouldn't it be?
That's all right. They're all interested in the attractors.
Yeah, definitely.
And get him back, mate.
Just pipe him back in, mate.
Starting to see some nice packs of fish starting to come through the sounder. We know the depth. These guys are cruising between that 8 to 10 metre area, the odd few deeper fish. We know our attractors are heading down around that 8 metre depth, so we're right in the money to target some of those fish. We're away. There had to be something there, didn't there? There you go. We really used the sounder then to spot those fish. We've got good thermocline. We know there's fish actively feeding around it. It's a case of just getting those attractors down there and annoying these fish. We know we've got a nice little soft plastic that they're going to eat on the other end of it. We're really just getting them to the vicinity of our plastic and then letting them do all the work.